Yep, it's time for a new music video, and I mentioned earlier that I was going to try to do 2 reviews from every month of 2023. Well, I got through my January and February and then it all dried up, I'm afraid, but I'm going to continue even though it's 2024 now. So this is my first consideration of an album that was released in March 2023, and it's by the band The Zombies. Yeah, The Zombies, well, they were formed and created way back in 1962, and they continued through the 60s right up until 68 after releasing their masterpiece Odyssey and Oracle. Then they broke up after that album came out, and founding members Rod Argent and Colin Blunstone then went on to their own things. Rod Argent started his own band, Argent. Colin Blunstone went solo. Well, they reformed in the early 2000s, and Different Game is where they're at 2023. It's the band's 7th studio album and their first since Still Got That Hunger, released in 2015. Now, ruminating on what is life changes is the essence of this album. There's some beautiful moments of baroque pop, and the album's split between tunes that are newer with those closest to the band's original sound of the 60s. Colin Blunstone's singing is outstanding throughout, and his unique vocal style steals the show. Sorry about the problem with the speaking. Okay, so let's have a look at the tracks. So I'm going to go through this album track by track. Kicks off with the title track, Different Game, and the intro harks back to that magical song, A Quieter Shade of Pale. You can almost see Gary Brooker when you listen to it. It's got that baroque organ, and that filters into the string section, and the background vocals are combined a sort of gospel field before the strings solo into the outro. Blunstone's hints at a restrained Chris Thalow, I felt, on lead vocals, but it's a cracker to start. Track 2 is Dropped, Reeling and Stupid. The shuffling keyboards start us off with more followish vocals, and the electric piano is funky style, and it follows with a Steely Dan type of guitar theme. On to track 3 then, Rediscover. The opening harmonies think of Beach Boys unaccompanied before Blunstone's vocals generate a cabaret lounge feel with more Beach Boys harmonies at the outro. And then we have Runaway. Argent's electric piano is centre stage on this ballad, and Blunstone's in top form. The snippets of guitar are slightly laid back in the mix. And then the final track on the first side, You Could Be My Love. There's some polished piano intro and powerful soulful vocals on this ballad. The piano meshes with the strings perfectly. It's classical pop, no less. But is it Pharaoh in disguise, I ask myself. So on to side 2 then. It opens up with Merry Go Round. This is rock in a very classic type of feel, with keyboards up front supported by the guitar. I like the punchy lead vocals, and the production is really clear and pristine. It's got a sort of barroom style piano with solo in there, which is reminiscent of Jules Holland, but fine stuff no less. Love You While I Can's next. A cute rolling acoustic guitar introduces this song with Colin's soft vocals. As the pace quickens, I heard a strong Beatles melody, albeit briefly. And so to I Want to Fly. This opens up with an electric light orchestra style, classically inspired, and dreamy vocals tell in a somber mood the toughness of finding love in life. Up next is Got to Move On. There's some honking harmonica which leads us off into a bluesy style courtesy of Bluntstone's vocals. I think the harmonica is by him, but it's uncredited. It morphs into a rock blues and includes some distorted guitar solo at the outro. And then finally, the only track not written by Rod Archant, this one's written by Bluntstone, is called The Sun Will Rise Again. And it's beautifully introed by some acoustic guitar which duets with Bluntstone's impressive vocals. An emotional look at mortality and how one has lost out in love throughout life, I picked up. And there will be a lyric sheet to this one popping up on the side of the screen. Of course, I will include a couple of lyrics and track listing slides for your perusal. And that, my friends, is my brief review of Different Game. I think this album is absolutely terrific. And in fact, I have to credit it. I enjoyed it more than the Odyssey and Oracle way back when. It really does grow on you, and I've listened to it now a handful of times. It's one of the best albums of the year, and remember, these two guys are in their mid-70s. Absolutely terrific. So there we have it. Different Game, The Zombies, released in 2023. Get to listen to it.